So here we are at Maguire's MotorEx 2024. It's actually show number 22. Very irritating that, mate. We had them lined up 24 years and we missed two events through COVID. So anyway, at 24, show number 22 at MotorEx. Here with Rob Zahabi from Rides by Can. Awesome looking XB Falcon you've got up there. Built for Cam Waters. Congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the car, how this project come about.
So Cam approached us around 2018, and then as you just mentioned with the COVID, it threw 2 years of a hold on the build in amongst the sort of beginning stages. So just before COVID hit, Cam, we did all the suspension and everything like that, sent it back to Cam, and Cam actually started working on it himself at his dad's house. He's got a big shed.
Yeah.
So they were going to do the body and paint and stuff. Not paint. They were going to do the body work, and then all of a sudden, once he pulled all the putty and primer off the shell he bought, the steel work was beyond him. So it came back to us.
Right. Okay.
And it's pretty much been with us ever since. So, but still, while Cam had it, he did the tunnel in the car. He did the tubs in the car. He did a fair bit of work on the car. Great. He stripped all the bog off it and covered in crap and sending me photos.
So this is a proper project, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just getting a builder to build you a car.
Yeah, no, he wanted to get his hands dirty.
Yeah, that's great to hear.
And so I thought that was really cool. So whatever he wanted to do, we were just willing to work around what he wanted to do. So
fantastic. So the car looks awesome. Let's maybe just start interior-wise. What happened there?
So the interior, he ended up picking the Porsche colour, which is off the GT3s, and I thought, well, considering we're using something like that, let's do like an Alcantara. So we actually used a proper Alcantara in the interior.
Nice.
I actually got it stitched in Italy into a double diamond stitch, obviously by a CNC machine. And then we used, he wanted to try and keep as much Ford in there as possible.
Yeah.
So we used XR6 seats, and then I put them in front and rear.
Oh, okay, nice.
So we ran with the factory dashboard, but we actually sort of fiberglassed it and shaped it so we could trim in an Alcantara. And then we've got one of the new Haltech. It's actually the only one in the world at the moment, their new 10-inch screen.
Sweet, mate. Perfect.
Which is really cool.
And obviously engine?
It's
a Ford engine, right?
Yeah, so John Grove Race Engines built its actual V8 supercar motor. Originally he got the Sandown winning block. And they were going to use that in there, but once they started building it, the block was no good, so they had to get another one. So then, from what I've been told, they just went and raided parts from Tickford's engine room and
see what was
bits
spare,
and pieces,
right?
and then all of a sudden we ended up with an old school, V8 supercar motor with the trumpets. So.
And it been on the dyno yet, or are you still with the
Yeah, so I think 770. John did all that.
Yeah.
I think Street Machine did an article on it. I think it was 770 horsepower.
Awesome.
So
that should get it moving, all right.
Yeah, it's high revving engine too. So it might not be the big horsepower numbers, but it gets there quickly. It revs high and it'll stay there.
Fantastic. Now the stance of the car, I've seen some really cool pictures of it before it unveiled out in the street, and there's nothing like on a street to show the true stance of a car, is there? Versus a show,
exactly.
They all look great, but stance is all about on the road, right?
Well, me personally, as you probably know over the years, I love to keep my cars on the ground, even if I have detailed the undercarriages, because stance is everything.
Yeah.
When they're up on blocks, I don't think you can get a sense of how the car is and how mean it can look. And Cam's sitting there at the moment on its wheels, on the ground, and aired out because it is on airbags. The stance is just what attracts you as well to the car.
And look great when you've got another supercar beside it that's also sitting low stance. You've got the whole race team thing. So the theme to show it is fantastic, mate.
Yeah, well, we thought how could we sort of portray this car? We didn't want to put it up on blocks and lights all around it and everything. So we thought, all right, what would look pretty cool? The Tickford truck, Cam's actual race car, and then all of a sudden he's got his street car there too. So it's like he's rocked up to the track for the day, and then if he needs to go somewhere, he can take his street car. It's got everything.
All you're missing is Cam Waters.
Exactly.
And, I see the cardboard.
We do have a cardboard cutout.
Right. He looked a little short in that though.
Yeah, he's a little bit short, Cam.
And I see he's been beaten up a little bit around the track.
Yeah,
just what happens when you just stand there all day, right?
I think Chaz took a few hits in.
He did.
A few cheap shots.
So, mate, obviously from a Maguire's perspective, we're interested in how you get the car to look that good. So the body work, an XB Coupe is something special for Australians in the body, the shape of it, the flow of it, I think is fantastic. But just tell us about how you get, because I know it starts at the body work. People think it's all about how you put the paint on, but we know it starts at the body work, the smoothness and getting all that prep, the paint, and then the finishing of that paint to get it to look like. Just run us through a little bit of what goes into that.
A quick step process will be your steel work. Your steel work's king. And the closer you get your steel work, the less amount of work you got to do on body work. And then all the way up to the paint process. And then you have to think about what you are going to finish the end product with, like, and I'm talking polishing, because that determines how many coats of clear you're going to put on it as well.
Right.
So, like in this case, for instance, we put 5 coats of clear on it. We'll start sanding at 800 all the way up to 5,000, and that's when we take over with Maguire's cut and polishers and machines.
And a lot of time in that, mate. I'm taking, there's a lot of...
5 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say, not hours or days, it's weeks, right?
5 weeks I spent on cams doing the sanding, cutting and polishing.
And this is why you're pretty fussy with who comes and wants to put their hands on it, mate, after you spent that long buffing it and sanding it. This is why, when you're chasing perfection, nothing can really go wrong, can it?
No, and that's the big thing with everyone. That's the reason everyone's keeping people away from their cars, is because the paint, doesn't matter what products you use in the world in this day and age, every time you touch paint, you're going to leave marks on it. So, you know, the final process on cams, and we did it 3 times in the 2 days before we got here, was that we actually used the Maguire's finishing wax.
Right.
It's kind of in a squirty bottle in our shop. It's more of a commercial sort of style for us, but it's a really good product in the sense that you can put it on, get to the other side of the bonnet and get back to the other side and wipe it off straight away, but it still leaves the film you want.
Yeah.
And that is gold for these sort of environments where you're going to continue to wipe it down for days with dust.
Yeah,
and,
exactly,
and you want
mate.
protection.
There's quite a bit to it, right?
Yep.
Well, mate, that's fantastic. I know there'll be plenty of stories coming out on the car. Congratulations again on another wonderful car. We've seen you at SEMA on the Maguire stand, I know, 4 times. More than any American has been on the stand, by the way. So we're very familiar with your work, mate. Another great job. Terrific to the team. I know not just you doing this stuff, right?
No, got my 3 sons.
So it's great to see, mate. And thanks again for bringing it to MotorEx.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.